This is News 13 at 6.
Rare artifacts taken from an archaeological site are back where they belong.
Also tonight, fire engines race to the Stratosphere Tower. But first, the doors to a new all-ages nightclub were supposed to open tonight, but that is not going to happen. Good evening, everybody. I'm Kathy Ray, in for John Daly.
And I'm Allison McCarthy. This is a story you will see only on News 13 inside Las Vegas. Club Friction had to cancel everything for tonight's grand opening. News 13 insider Angela Rodriguez has been investigating. She's uncovered some serious problems at the nightclub. Angela.
Allison, the Club Friction won't be able to open its doors, at least not for tonight, because they don't have the proper licenses. They are missing a license with the city, a business license, health permits, and fire department hasn't been out to take a look at the building to give an okay on inspections. Now, News 13 was here earlier today when the city came out and hit the club with a cease and desist. City officials came to warn Club Friction that if it opened its doors, it would be breaking the law.
Where's the owner and the manager here?
Earlier, the health district sent in inspectors to warn the club that it had no health permit.
The thing is that the code spells out we can go ahead and say that, yes, you need a health permit, no, you don't. Okay.
Meanwhile, the stage was being set for tonight's grand opening. Friction's owner, George Glanville, says he knows he can't legally open tonight. Glanville says not getting proper licenses with the city was an oversight. He thought his building was in the county, and that's where Glanville says he applied for his licenses. More specifically, he also tells me that it was an oversight by his attorney. Now, again, tonight, Club Friction is not going to be opening. The owner says what really disturbs him even more so, though, than the fact that he can't open is the fact that he can't help charities. Some of the proceeds from tonight's grand opening were going to go to two charities. One of them, Stop DUI, and also families that were victimized. Their children were murdered. Those were two of the charities he wanted to give money to. So at least for tonight, Club Friction will not be opening its doors, but the owner says he will apply for the proper licenses. He hopes to open within the next couple of weeks.
Angela, did the club have any notice or warning that this action was going to be taken tonight?
Well, according to the city, they have been telling them all along that they couldn't open. The club was under the understanding that they were supposed to be dealing with the county, so they didn't think it was that big of a deal. However, the city told me that they notified them yesterday that they would not be able to open tonight. And again, they did come in today with an official warning. So the city also told me that they were going to be coming by tonight to make certain that all is going to be quiet here.
Okay. And again, hopefully it'll be all wrapped up in a couple of weeks and it can open.
Hopefully, and if it is, we'll be back for the grand opening.
Alrighty, Angela Rodriguez reporting live. Thanks a lot, Angela. And the question remains, where can teens go? Most of the gaming and entertainment in Las Vegas caters to an adult crowd, and some teenagers complain they've been left out. Since the Hunt Ridge Theater collapsed, some teens say an all-appealing all-age venue has not been available. The Valley has its share of arcades and amusement parks on the Strip, but some older kids say they've been looking for something more.
The movies get kind of boring after a while, and we can't go to the casinos, the nightclubs. This is kind of boring. There's nothing really for us to do at all.
It gets boring after a while. There's not really anywhere else to go.
And as you know, most concert venues and nightclubs here in Las Vegas are for adults 21 and over.
There will be no return of nuclear weapons testing at the Nevada test site, nor at any other weapons labs in the country. President Clinton has banned all nuclear weapons testing, despite advice that small-scale tests are still needed. Clinton made his announcement today. Officials at the Department of Energy here in Las Vegas say the decision won't greatly affect the Nevada test site.
We haven't done any nuclear testing in 3 years, since September of '92. We've essentially downsized our employment force considerably since then, and fundamentally this announcement should not change it very much at all.
A moratorium on testing has been in place since 1992. Scientists at the nation's nuclear weapons labs had pushed for limited testing to keep the U.S. arsenal in top condition. A new report finds serious flaws with plans for Yucca Mountain. The independent review shows real problems with the project, ranging from funding concerns to site management. Governor Bob Miller used those findings to land another verbal punch to the Department of Energy, which he calls riddled with bad judgment. Miller maintains the DOE is on a full speed ahead course for a nuclear dump at Yucca Mountain, no matter what.
Inside the courts, a change in plea and withdrawal of a plea bargain for William Fain. Prosecutors say Fain videotaped himself having sex with young girls. Fain rejected a plea agreement that would have put him in prison for at least 50 years. Prosecutors withdrew the agreement, and then Fain told the court he wants to plead not guilty. Under the current terms, Fain will have to stand trial, and if convicted, he faces more than 100 years behind bars. Meantime, Fernando Rodriguez, the man accused of killing 2 men last week on Viking Road, is denied bail. Police say Rodriguez killed the men for drug debts. Also today, Judge Doug Smith revoked his phone privileges. It's alleged that Rodriguez was calling and intimidating witnesses.
Authorities have now identified the man killed in the latest accident along State Route 160. He is 46-year-old Eugene Welch of Pahrump. The left rear tire blew and his vehicle flipped at least twice. But officers also say erratic driving may have played a role as well in this year's 3rd fatal crash on the road to Pahrump. According to the Nevada Highway Patrol, good traction is critical in preventing a deadly accident on the roadways. News 13's Sean Smith has the inside story.
Good tread is a necessity in this southern Nevada heat. Bad tread is what authorities claim caused a fatal accident near Pahrump earlier this week. Bad tread is also not only unsafe, it's illegal.
Every state trooper, as well as any law enforcement agency, will cite a vehicle having faulty, defective, or bald tires, and we do that constantly.
If you bring your car into the Firestone on Valley View for a tire rotation and your tread is less than acceptable, you'll get some strong advice.
According to Nevada Highway Patrol and the state of Nevada, that anything below 330 seconds and below is illegal to run on tires.
Now what's 330 seconds?
About a match head in height.
If you think purchasing new tires is a financial inconvenience, officials say think again. The cost of a badly worn tire may far exceed the price of good tread. Sean Smith, News 13.
Now, here are some important tire safety tips that you should know about. Check your tires and make sure they are fully inflated in the summertime. Officials say the less air you have, the more your tires will expand and possibly blow. Have your tires rotated at least every 5,000 miles. And if possible, stay away from retreads. Tire experts say retreads have a greater chance of blowing during travel.
Inside Las Vegas, the Stratosphere Tower was the scene of a small fire this afternoon. Engines raced to the scene, but the blaze wasn't much of a threat. It burned a small area near the base of the tower. Arson investigators arrived to inspect the damage. No word yet on exactly how this fire started. The stock market wasn't exactly on fire today. The Dow Jones dropped more than 25 points in light trading on a Friday. Local stocks followed suit for the most part. Hilton dropped 75 cents. The Rio lost a $0.50. And Grand Casino was down 63 cents.
A Henderson man returned some precious Native American artifacts today. Michael Picard reportedly removed the artifacts from an archaeological site on Lake Mead in Arizona. The artifacts included carved wooden pieces, stones, and pottery. An archaeologist says some of the pieces belong to the Wallapai Indians. They are part of a larger group called the Colorado River Indians. Picard says he was amazed at what he found.
And I knew from that moment on, especially when you have strange dreams every night after that for about a year, you say, I got to go back and find out if what I saw was truly what I saw.
Picard will not be charged for removing those artifacts because of extenuating circumstances, but National Park officials say normally such an act is punishable by fine or imprisonment. The artifacts will be on display at the Lake Mead Visitor Center.
Oh. Well, a decade of support from volunteers helping victims of tragedy and their families here in Las Vegas. That story's coming up.
Also, an investigation into a cover-up after a shootout between federal agents and a white supremacist. That's next. But first, Mario Diaz has a look ahead inside sports. What's happening, Mario?
Thanks, Allison. Coming up later in sports, we'll have a long conversation with Peter McNeely. He will be Mike Tyson's opponent on August 19th. And we'll take you to last night's Dodgers game to tell you why Tommy and the guys had to forfeit their game to St. Louis. That's all coming up later in sports.
Dear car owners, if you had a brake problem tomorrow, could you think of one brake specialist to go to where you can go for same-day brake service, a guarantee on brake shoes and pads for as long as you own your car, and the expertise of doing over 2 million brake jobs a year? Midas. And now you can call 1-800-MIDAS-WAY to be connected to a Midas shop nearest you.
Last
year's great giveaway had over 2,900 winners.
We won a house. I won $10,000.
I won $5,000.
The greatest giveaway of all is back with more winners, more prizes, and 6 ways to win.
It's the best football contest anywhere.
Now with 3 places to play. Call 1-800-6-STATION. Houses, cars, and cash.
I won.
I won.
I won.
I won.
I won. I won.
I won. I won.
No other contest comes close.
I won.
Get ready. Yes. It will blow you away. Starting this fall, Home Improvement 6 times a week.
Closed captioning sponsored by Sprint Central Telephone Nevada. We make advanced communications simple.
Here's a look inside our community from News 13 inside Las Vegas. Hi, everyone. I'm Allison McCarthy. The Greater Las Vegas Career Fair kicks off at 10 a.m. August 24th at the Palace Station. The Clark County Health District offers a variety of affordable services for the Las Vegas community. And your cat could become a star August 26th and 27th in a cat show at Cashman Field. To reach inside your community, send your event information to this address. That's a look at what's going on inside your community from News 13 inside Las Vegas. Michael Fortier releases a written statement pinpointing Timothy McVeigh and Terry Nichols to the Oklahoma City bombing. In that statement, Fortier details the events leading up to the bombing. That tops News Inside America tonight. Fortier admits he rode with McVeigh from Kingman, Arizona to Kansas, where he says he was to receive weapons stolen by McVeigh and Nichols. Fortier also has already pleaded guilty to conspiracy to transport stolen firearms and transportation of stolen firearms. He's expected to be the government's star witness in the trials of McVeigh and Nichols. Also, 5 FBI agents are suspended while the Justice Department investigates whether the agents covered up their role in the shootout with white supremacist Randy Weaver. That shootout took place in 1992. The Justice Department is also looking into controversial shoot-to-kill orders. A source in the Justice Department says some of the agents have admitted to destroying federal documents during an internal review. The Citadel has lost its battle to keep Shannon Faulkner from becoming a cadet. That decision just in. Supreme Court Chief Justice William Rehnquist today refused to grant an emergency request by the military school. The school immediately appealed to another judge and lost that. Shannon Faulkner will be the first female cadet at the Citadel.
Volunteers from all across the country who help victims' families deal with tragedy are meeting right here in Las Vegas this weekend. The local chapter of the Trauma Intervention Program, or TIP, is supported by the Las Vegas Fire Department. Local volunteers are celebrating their 10-year anniversary. They're also sharing some ideas.
The things that we share here is just tremendous. The emotional bond is something that just virtually never gets broken once you've been in touch with other volunteers.
And the mayor declared today Tip Day in Las Vegas. It is to thank volunteers for helping their community.
Where would we be without them?
That's absolutely right. Well, it is Friday, and for Randy, that means only one thing, poolside weather.
That's right. We're going to hear from them coming up next. Stay with us.
You are there.
You guys are giving us a hard time.
As it happens, the real stories of the Highway Patrol. Tonight at 6:30 on News 13.
When you're injured and the injury makes the condition worse, the party at fault is responsible.
The Associates of David Allen.
15 years ago, Bob was diagnosed with a spinal condition.
I had this old football injury.
Bob was rear-ended, which caused more damage to his spine.
Why me?
This happens all too frequently, but the law is clear. The party at fault is responsible when he hurts someone and makes the condition worse.
The insurance companies tried to depict Bob as a cripple.
They tried, but they were just plain wrong.
David Allen and Associates. Talk to the right people.
Most furniture stores have only a few recliners to choose from. At Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries, we also have a few. 100. And every one is priced to move. So don't just sit there. Right now at Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries, you can get 2 great chairs for one low price, which means they'll be moving twice as fast. We suggest you do the same. Hurry in and get 2 great chairs for one low price.
Okay, so it's hot. How hot? Take a guess. Well, thank goodness for Wet n Wild. Wet n Wild beats the heat with acres and acres of ride, slide, chutes, floats, and flumes. And when the weather heats up, the price goes down. Like right now, you can save $2 on an all-day admission or $5 after 4 p.m. with a coupon from a participating Taco Bell. So you can have a really hot time for not much cold cash. How much? Take a guess. Let's recap. This is hot, this is cool, these are 2 big discounts. And you'll find it all at Wet n Wild. Come on, people, let's get cooking.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Wilden, and over the past 30 to 60 days, we've sold a lot of conversion vans. Thanks for coming by and taking advantage of the 0 down and $329 a month. We started with over 70 vans, and now we've got several left. So if you've been looking for a conversion van, now you can afford one. For a limited time, get these fully loaded StarCraft LCM and Mark III conversion vans of your dreams for $16,488 or 0 down and $329 a month. We've got one with your name on it, so come on by. Wilden's Pride Dodge, right on price, right on value. Sahara Educator.
You're looking at an aerial view of the dolphin habitat here at the Mirage Hotel and Casino. A lot of research is going on here, learning more about dolphins. Alrighty, folks, good Friday evening to you. I'm Randy Roush, coming to you from the dolphin habitat here at the Mirage. This is, by the way, this is Squirt once again, right? Squirt, is he gonna come up here? Hey, Squirt, how you doing? See, this is one of the many dolphins. This is a male dolphin, I'm told, that is about 4 or 5 years old. Is that right, Nancy?
Yes, he's 4 years old.
Now, you're one of the trainers here, Nancy Dean. How long do these animals actually live, these mammals live?
They can get into their 40s, about 35 is about average.
But this is considered a very young dolphin here.
He's juvenile.
What is one of the things we're trying to learn here at the Mirage about dolphins?
Oh, anything and everything about their behavior. There's very little that we do know about them.
And we're trying to learn more. And obviously people can come out here and see dolphins like Squirt. In fact, Squirt is such a cool dolphin. Check this out, Frank. Look at this. He's got his own Frisbee, folks. How many dolphins have their own Frisbee? All right, we're going to talk more about Squirt in a moment. In fact, we may get him to do a little trick here in a moment. Let's talk about weather, though. Beautiful day across the valley. Right now, 103 degrees, 10% humidity, southwest wind at 17 miles per hour. Let's move things forward. The official number should have come in right around 105s. Low this morning, 83. The record on this date, 116, back in 1940. We've got a clear satellite view right now as we look over southern Nevada, some clouds on into parts of Arizona, even on into Utah. It looks great across southern California if you're heading there over the weekend. National satellite, tropical storm Gabrielle continues to move over southern Texas, northern Mexico. Hurricane Flossie, the left-hand side of your screen, continues to move away from Baja California, so that is some good news. Otherwise, around our area tomorrow, some scattered showers into parts of Arizona, New Mexico, and into southern Utah. We will see sunshine from Las Vegas on into Los Angeles for tomorrow. Tonight, clear, 84 degrees, breezy at times, southwest wind at 5 to 25 miles an hour. Tomorrow, your Saturday forecast, sunny, temperature high at 109, maybe breezy at times, maybe some gusts up to 25 miles an hour. At the lake, good-looking day, sunny, breezy, temperature high at 118 degrees. And at Mount Charleston, partly sunny, maybe a sprinkle or two, shouldn't be much. High 84 degrees, extended forecast 110 on Sunday. So we will start to warm things up as we move into the second half of the weekend and the first part of next week. Of course, it is Friday. We are poolside at the Mirage, at the Dolphin Habitat. These are some of the youngsters. In fact, they are the Cimarron Youth Group. In fact, this is their last day. They've been doing this all summer. You've been doing all kinds of neat events. What's your name?
Jennifer.
What'd you learn, Jennifer? You learned something about dolphins today, didn't you?
Yeah.
What'd you learn?
I learned that they're different from other fish.
They're very smart, aren't they?
Yeah.
Are they smarter than people?
They can be, maybe.
Some of your friends here, they're probably smarter than, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, what's your name?
Alicia.
Alicia?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you learn today?
Well, I learned that there are different kinds of dolphins and that some dolphins are really big from others.
All right. Well, listen, give yourselves a round of applause real quick because you guys did really a lot of neat things out here today. Now, you guys want to see a trick from Squirt? Yeah! We want to see like a flip or something, right? Yeah. Right? All right, here we go. Nancy Dean sending Squirt out for some sort of trick. We'll see what kind of mood Squirt is. All right, Squirt kind of, you know, hey. All right, well, we're going to resort to the Frisbee. We're desperate. All right, here you go, Squirt. Get your Frisbee. Come on, do something for us. Look at this. Boy, huh? Boy, do I know how to call them, huh? Allison, boy, look at... He must know you're watching, Allie.
No.
That's what it is.
No, Randy, it's just that you bring out the best in everybody.
He was going great before, and then we put him on camera, and he's like, he's sleeping now.
He's a little shy, okay.
He's taking a nap.
Thank you, Randy. We'll hear from you later. George Burns' 100-year birthday party will still take place in Las Vegas, but some of the performers' other engagements are having to be canceled. Burns' manager, Irving Fine, says the schedule called for performances at Caesars Palace in January, then at Caesars Tahoe and Caesars Atlantic City. But Fine says that would just have been too tough because of a recent fall Burns suffered last year. Fine says the fall took a lot out of the comedian. The Tahoe and Atlantic City performances have both been canceled for now. With all the hype over the return of Mike Tyson, the fight will need a top-notch referee. Mario Diaz won't be the referee, but he's going to tell us who that will be next.
And the man who's stepping into the ring with Iron Mike has a lot to say. A one-on-one interview with Peter McNeely next.
Too hot in your car? Don't sweat it. Now at Pep Boys, get a cool deal on our air conditioning quick check for only $19.99. Come to Pep Boys now.
It's back, and best of all, it's free. It's Sam's Town's $186,000 no-point football contest. $7,000 in weekly cash prizes, $5,000 for the most winners each week, and $2,000 for the most losses each week. $51,000 in grand prizes, $16,000 in second chance prizes, $186,000 guaranteed. Enter today at Sam's Town Racing Sportsbook. Pick the winners and win big at Sam's Town. It's the $186,000 no-point football contest. It's free.
Of the 10 most fuel-efficient car models tested by the EPA, 5 were Honda Civics. You delayed. IntelliChoice recognized 6 Civic models as having the best overall values in their respective classes. You deliberated. Then came the Honda 95 clearance lease for just $149 a month for 24 months. How shrewd of you. Timing is everything at your Honda dealer.
These days, you gotta stand up for yourself, or you'll get stepped on. Like before, I would have settled for any burger. That was the old me. Now, I only go to Burger King. I say I want a tasty flame-broiled Whopper, and Burger King listens. I tell them I'm only gonna pay 99 cents. And they give it to me for 99 cents. And I order, nope, I demand extra pickles. Not enough pickles, and my girlfriend sends me back.
The 99-cent Whopper at Burger King. Get your burger's worth.
So what are you doing today? Today, John Clark is trying out the garage door opener he picked up at home base. Denise White is getting insulation delivered right to her home. The Vaughns are at home base, creating the kitchen of their dreams.
And today, get Century Manufacturing's 10-amp battery charger for just $39.95. It's great for charging car, truck, and RV batteries.
There are a million other ways we can help. Surely you can think of one. Home base, ready to help.
Be big here.
Yesterday, we met Mike Tyson's trainer here in the studios, and tonight we'll be hearing from his opponent.
That's right. Peter McNeely, I understand, is becoming quite the vocal guy lately.
Talks a lot.
Yeah.
He really does.
But does he say anything?
Let's let the viewers see.
Okay.
Well, 1 week from tomorrow night, Peter McNeely will be taking on Mike Tyson out at the MGM Grand. Now, today I talked with McNeely, and the first question I asked him was simple. Who is the real Peter McNeely?
Hurricane Peter McNeely is a guy who's been on a quest of a dream since he was about 6 or 7 years old, when I climbed up in the attic as a young boy and found my dad on the cover of Ring magazine and Sports Illustrated, and my dad's fight program, title fight program, when he fought Floyd Patterson, and that's where the dream began for me, and I just never let it die. And I'm basically a regular guy from a small town. I'm a square peg in the fight game.
Now, as you can tell, folks, McNeely just rambled during the interview. So to give you an idea on how long-winded this guy really is, I'm going to let him answer the remainder of the question during tonight's sportscast. This could be fun. Well, there was some more news concerning the Tyson fight today. Reno-based judge and boxing referee Mills Lane, there we go, was awarded the coveted position of the third man in the ring on August 19th. Lane is familiar with the Tyson fights. He refereed Iron Mike's first fight for the championship back in 1996. And he also did Tyson's last fight against Razor Ruddock back in June of 1991. Lane's not the guy in the box, folks. Now, the judges on fight nights will be Chuck Giampa, Dwayne Ford, and Bill Graham. you can bet those guys won't be putting in a long night's worth of work. And let's now check in with Pete and see how he's doing.
And then, you know, so I grew up always wanting to be a fighter, but living in Medfield, Massachusetts,
He's still going, folks. Andre Agassi advanced to the semifinals of the ATP Championship today. The Las Vegan defeated Italy's Renzo Furlan in straight sets. 6-3 and 6-4 were the scores. Meanwhile, it wasn't an easy day for Pete Sampras. The tournament's #2 seed got bounced by Germany's Michael Stich. The 8th-seeded German slipped by Sampras in 3 sets to advance to the semis. Sampras will now turn most of his focus onto the U.S. Open. That tournament gets underway in just a few weeks. Golf's best continued to tackle the Riviera Country Club today as the second round of the PGA tournament was held down in the region of Southern California known as L.A. This is Ernie Els on #10, using his pitching wedge from a few yards out. His ball hits the pin. Justin Leonard had that approach thing going for him as well on #10. He gets his little white ball to park itself on the dance floor. Look at that, about 10 feet out. Check out Freddie Couples now on 13. Freddie going for the bird. Freddie going the bird. Score that one a bird for Freddie. Meanwhile, at last check, the tourney's leader is Els. Breathing down his neck is Mark O'Meara and Justin Leonard. You know, they say strange things happen in L.A. This evening, we go to the Diamond for the latest example. Last night in the City of Angels, the Dodgers had to forfeit their game with the Cardinals in the bottom of the 9th after the fans pelted the field with baseballs. The fan and Dodger batter Raul Mondesi were apparently upset over a strike 3 call by the umps. Now, one more time, let's check in with Peter McNeely. Again, here he is.
I wasn't physically active, and it showed up in my grades, and, you know, partying with my friends, I almost flunked out. So, I took up boxing as soon as I got home. You know, the next day after classes ended, I started running and boxing at the Natick Boxing Club in Natick, Massachusetts. And
in case you're wondering, that comment lasted for 5 minutes and 40 seconds. One question, he answered it that long.
He needs a little media training, you know, talking about sound bites.
Right, I guess so.
Exactly. Hopefully he won't run for president. Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Mario. Well, Elvis is alive and well and apparently living in Kansas City.
I guess so. Well, at least a bunch of Elvis wannabes are. That's next.
Hi, I'm Cecily Tynan.
And I'm Michael Gieser. Monday on Good Morning Las Vegas, it's the fastest growing city in the U.S. We'll tell you what that means to new Las Vegas residents.
That's right. And also, school is just around the corner. We'll have back-to-school hair ideas to help your child look their best.
That's Monday at 6 on Good Morning Las Vegas.
Join us.
Glittering stars, antique cars. The Imperial Palace has it all. The Imperial Palace Hotel and Casino, the very best value in Las Vegas.
If you're still trying to figure out what to watch tonight, we've got a couple of great suggestions. Tonight, make it a blockbuster night. Remember when you said, let's wait to see that movie when it comes out on video? Well, we just wanted to remind you did say that. And we got them. So what are you waiting for? Make tonight a blockbuster night.
Time for the kids to go back to school. They'll want a new computer. They'll want a new TV. And music for the dorm. So hurry into Circuit City for unbeatable low prices on everything you need for school. Like this AST multimedia computer, just $1399.97. This TV with built-in VCR, only $279.97. And this JVC mini component system with 7-disc CD changer and free headphones, just $299.97. Send them back happy and say, hurry into Circuit City today.
Great. You don't wish the kitchen at Longford communities all across the valley.
Let's add a guest room.
I mean, people are literally designing their own homes through a revolutionary process.
Try it three-car garage.
Oh, how about a rec room?
Hey, we'll get a pool table.
It lets them visualize hundreds of floor plan variations before construction begins.
Now, make the kitchen bigger and it'll be perfect.
To magically create the homes of their dreams. Longford Homes. It's a revolution of choice.
In our continuing effort to make sure our new Kia sedan was well prepared for life in a hard, cruel world, we sent it to school, the School of Hard Knocks.
There, this is our side over here. Try to stay off the curb. Yeah, good, very good.
We gave our cars to this place of learning, knowing they'd be well tested. We're passing with flying colors and selling for $3,000 less than a Honda Civic. Looks like we aced economics. Kia, because it's about time everyone had a well-made car.
Check out our special cashback and finance offers for a limited time only.
Tonight on News 13's 11 at 11, the outcome of tonight's trouble at a new all-ages nightclub. Also new tonight, it's embarrassing and unpleasant. But now there's a better way to fight bad breath. Technology is helping Americans keep a fresh taste in their mouth. That is tonight on News 13's 11 at 11. And before we go, drive down the strip and you're sure to see a parade of Elvis lookalikes.
But for people in Kansas City today, the Elvises held their own parade. All kinds of Elvises showed up for the 8th annual Elvis Parade, even one who wanted to put the question of, is Elvis alive, to rest. There were also small Elvises tossing candy to parade goers, and an Elvis who left the caddy at home and toured in the golf cart. And even some of the spectators got into the mood with special Elvis glasses.
We have an Elvis costume in our house.
Yeah. Do you?
We do, my little one.
You know, like the ever-ready bunny, we hear Peter McNeely is still talking tonight.
There he goes. See you at 11, folks. Good night.
Up in there, I got announced